Welcome back to the channel. Today I have a little something different. Want to have like a little conversation piece about my thoughts on the state of 2K, what I feel about it, how I feel about the game. As you could clearly see in the background, got some of my gameplay I streamed the other day. Always streaming. The link could be in the description down below. So you can definitely take a look at us live on Twitch. Usually stream around Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, sometimes maybe even Sunday, depending on how I'm feeling. I play all kinds of games. 2K obviously one of them. But oh yeah, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. It helps out. It helps out. I'm gonna keep trying to bring out content, some different things like that. But yeah, back to the conversation piece. The state of 2K. What I feel about the game. I'm gonna start off by saying I feel like 2K has the greatest potential to be a good basketball game this year. Um, Obviously, because 2K22 is not out yet, still being worked on most likely, or whatever the case may be. But I feel like 2K has this is the best chance to be actually really good 2K, and a lot better than previous years, because a lot of the stuff they implemented, even though we all know the demigod builds and all that, whatever the case may be, I feel like this is one of the best years as far as just total free reign of a character that you can build whatever you want. And one thing people complain about is the dunking and the contact dunks and stuff like that. But just to combat that, some of people's biggest problems, even though people do get dunked on at a high rate this year compared to other years, but one of the biggest problems that people have, especially when they are building these demigod builds, is that they don't have interior defense. Like, their interior defense are little to none. So what do you expect to happen if you have somebody that has a high drive and dunk, or whatever the case may be, and or a high strength or a high vertical, or whatever the case is, and you have no interior defense? You're going to get dunked on. That's just a recipe for disaster. Yes, the game has suction animations and all that stuff, which needs to be worked on, but that's bound to happen. I feel like there's other problems that persist in the game, that has persisted in 2K for years, that should be fixed or addressed by now, especially on next gen consoles. One being bump steals. I don't understand why they're still in the game and why they're so proficient the way they are. It shouldn't happen. Um, it's one thing if you're running directly into defense, or running into a crowded paint, or running into whatever. That's understandable. But when you have people that, instead of actually playing good defense, they just stop in front of you to bounce the ball out of your hand, or whatever the case may be, that's completely trash. And on top of that, you can bump steal somebody, or what I what I like to call it is putting your ass on the man, and the ball bounces right out, goes out of bounds, and it counts as out on you, which makes no sense to me, because his body is the reason why it popped out of my hand. I feel like just the innate ability of a ball handler, especially if you have a high enough dribble, should be to, even if I'm dribbling forward, this guy shouldn't be able to just to stop and knock the ball out of my hand with his back. Like that makes no sense to me. It doesn't happen, and when it does happen, it's usually out on that guy. Which you don't just see people dribbling on people's backs, or if he hits it with his leg, it's a kick ball, which doesn't get called enough unless you know a team needs 2 or 4 points, or been trying to work their way back, and then some BS happens where a kickball animation happens. It's 2K is ridiculous with it. Another issue that I have is the AI. AIs are completely useless, and people have been quitting out of games, which is also a big problem. And I don't really believe in quitting out of games too often, except for like when this is just hopeless. Like I'm leaving. Like I ain't dealing with it, especially when teams are cheesing. I'm leaving. But one of the big problems like there, just standing in front, and that's me. That's me doing it. But I'm going to use it if it's not going to be fixed, or if it's sometimes the only way to score proficiently enough, where the AI just doesn't close out on threes. I don't understand why. You have a guy that's shooting lights out, completely lights out. All his shots been at the 3 point line. AI just doesn't close out. They just stand there. Now if you decide to breathe wrong, AI wants to close out. But if you just stand there, AI don't close out. They just let you shoot. Don't even put a hand up. Makes no sense to me. AIs need to be a little bit more feasible, especially on defense. Like offense too is a problem. Like AI will just take a running mid-range shot, which is in defense for what reason? I don't know why. I'm not saying I need Michael Jordan as an AI player, but at least do something. Like you're supposed to have an 85 rating. You should be at least hitting a shot, doing something, a badge or two. They just totally lose their minds on offense. Like they totally get butt naked nasty on offense, and I don't understand why. And on defense, like I said, they don't do anything. They don't switch. They just stand in the way. They don't close out. They get dunked on all the time. It just I don't understand. And then they foul. Like it's no win with AI. I don't understand why they're just not a little bit more feasible on just in the game, period. And like I said before, patches will be happening to the fades, which is a good thing. I don't care what anybody says. The fading three is not a good shot, regardless. People have hit it, but let's be realistic here. And I don't even want realism in the game, but like total realism in the game. But it should make some sense. Like nobody is shooting the three ball drifting all game and hitting at such a high clip. Nobody's doing that. That's one time in a game maybe shot for some of your best 3 point shooters, Kyrie and Curry and Damian Lillard. Those are guys that do a shot like that in game. James Harden maybe. Those are guys that do stuff like that in the game, but it's not a shot that should just fall easily. Even for some of the best 3 point shooters, it's not a shot that falls easily. But everybody and their mother is in this game doing it, and it makes no sense. So I'm glad that will be patched. I don't believe it should be patched to where it's totally undoable, but it should be patched to where it's like this is a real difficult shot. But 2K has always had these problems that like I said have persisted, because fadeaways and drifties have been a problem in every single 2K. It's for the last like 4 or 5 years. It comes out and they have to patch it with difficult shots and stuff like that, because that's the exploit for easy shots. They always come out and it's easier. And I do feel like, us as a community, we do help the problem. We do add to the problem when we're saying the game's not broken, or we're flushing so much money into the game where 2K just all they worry about is the cash, because I can put out 10,000 VC items and people are going to buy VC to get them because they want the bait backpack or whatever the case may be. Or they're going to spend money on my team for the same cards that they put out last year that don't mean nothing, and next year later. People have blown bank on the game just for these things. And yeah, sometimes it's for content, especially as content creators, but it doesn't help. We have to speak out more for those who haven't. We have to speak out more on the problems of the game, and these problems persist, and 2K worries about the other stuff. The 2K worries about the VC, and as soon as a VC glitch comes out, the game's instantly patched. You probably get 2-3 days with it. The game is instantly patched. So that shows you right then and there where their mindset and their focus is at. Like 2K has some blatant, apparent problems that don't get worried about or fixed until the next game comes out, and it's crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy to me. I don't understand it. Like I said, AI's bump stills, screens are still absolutely ridiculous that people can run up to you and just set a screen, or you still kind of get sucked into screens. It makes no sense, and people stand behind screens, curry slide, curry slide. I do feel like we need some more dribbling animations in the game that actually work, but like when people stand behind the screen and curry slide back and forth, and to put up the three, it's annoying to deal with. You know, it's stuff that's annoying to deal with that the community exploits, which it's in every game, and YouTube and your favorite streamer don't help it, but also 2K has a lot of work that they can do to fix the game. The game is not bad. It can be boring and annoying, especially when everybody's playing the same way or have the same builds. Like you can go up against the team with 1 through 5. No, 2 through 5 is power forward, and then you got a guard. Like it's absolutely annoying to deal with, but hey, what can you do? But those are my thoughts on 2K. If if you feel differently, if you have something that you want to say, you can always put in the comments down below. I'm reading. I stay reading the comments. Try my best to answer them. If you agree or disagree, it doesn't matter. You can just put it down below. If this is something you want me to do more of, or want me to talk about 2K or any game that I might be playing, I don't mind having a conversation. I love having the conversation pieces and just putting it up on the internet, see what people think, see if people agree, see if people disagree. You never know. But I'm gonna get up out of here. Please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, take a look at the other videos on the channel. Always playing something, trying to add some the diversity to it, diversify my bonds and all that. And we're gonna get up out of here. Oh, like I said, we stream on Twitch. Always come through on Twitch channel. We have good time over there. We enjoy ourselves. We chill, relax. I'm gonna get up out of here. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a good one.